Hello, it is Monday, starting off the beginning of week 8, which is wild to think about. Um, I did not film on Friday. I did do my workout on Friday, but I did not film on Friday because going into, was it Thursday or Friday? Um, so Thursday night I could not sleep well. My allergies were still kicking my butt pretty bad. I had a bit of a flare up and was pretty hard to breathe. So I didn't sleep super well Thursday night. And then I got called into work early. So I was running on ballpark of about 2 to 3 hours of sleep. And then came home, did my workout, ate some food, and went to go take a nap and didn't wake up until it was time for me to get up for work the next morning. So, um, so I did my workout when I came home, but I did not film anything because I fell asleep. And then I wasn't going to film over the weekend. So, yeah. But starting off week 8, which is wild to think that I've been doing this for 2 months, or I will be at the end of the month. Or at the end of the week, I'll have been doing this for 2 months. Um, like overall, the weight loss hasn't been like I haven't lost a lot of weight in the grand scheme of things. Um, I'm still sitting right around 227, 228. Um, which like again, it's fine. I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit upset with that. But I do know that it's a big part of that is that I had that week where I fell off, and then since I've come back from that, um, I've really struggled with my eating habits. Um, so I know that that plays a big part in that. And that's something that like I'm trying to get back in line. And I'm not. I started this with a lot of vigor and was like really big on trying to keep on top of my eating and keep on top of the working out and everything. And I'm really good at jumping back in with the working out. The eating part is a little bit harder. And I know, again, it's a control thing, it's a thing with stress. Um, None of this is news. It just trying to find the other coping mechanisms, trying to find ways to channel eating the wrong foods or overeating or comfort eating into something else more healthy. Um, and I'm still doing the working out, so I mean, like, that is a positive. Anything that's like better than nothing, I'm gonna count as a positive because I'm still making gains with my strength. I'm still making gains with like my like increments. So like I did my renegade rows today, and I've gone up to sets of 5, and I did 6 sets of 5 today, which is honestly kind of impressive to me. Like, considering that I think the last time I could do the full 10 sets was when I had 10 sets of 3, and then I think I got up to like 7 sets of 4 or something like that. I could be wrong. Well, actually, let me look back at my little log here. Oh, so I did get up to 10 sets of 4. Okay. So I got up to the 10 sets of 4, and then I bumped it up to 5. And I have 6 sets of 5. So still doing pretty good. Something to work up towards then is to do the 10 sets of 5. Um, but yeah, so can't complain too much as far as that's concerned. Um, with like building strength, being able to just like continue on. Um, and like get better with that aspect. Um, yeah. I have a lot of mixed emotions coming into realizing I've been doing this for 2 months and have only lost like a grand total of like 10, 11 pounds. Um, and like can't see any physical differences in my body. That's a little bit frustrating to me. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, like, I think someone told me once that, like, you don't start to see changes when you consistently start making, like, small changes to your diet and working out and stuff. You don't start to see changes until, like, the 6 or 8 week mark. So maybe things will start changing soon. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not disappointed a little bit at this point. But I'm also trying to remind myself, like, it's only 2 months. Like, it's the whole thing of, like, obviously you see a lot of advertisements around this time of year of like, get your body beach ready, get your body summer ready, lose that fat for the summer, blah 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 blah. And while I can sit here and be like, that's dumb, that doesn't affect me, like there is something about seeing all of these advertisements with like really strong, like toned men and all of these like really sleek, like trim women, um, that like makes me really frustrated in myself because there's something that just like sticks in your brain of like, yeah, you could do this if you got up off your fat lazy butt and did what you were supposed to do. And there's this whole mentality. I think obviously I'm not saying anything that like people don't already know, but there's this whole mentality of like getting it done quick and like, oh, lose 7 pounds in 7 days, you know, get, lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. In 90 days, be beach ready, like be bikini ready or whatever. And it's frustrating because like on in like the conscious area of my mind, I'm very aware that like I'm doing this for long-term reasons, and because I'm doing it for long-term reasons, not for short-term results, it's going to take longer to like physically see the external changes. Um, but that doesn't change that like I'm getting bombarded with all of this stuff right now. Um, no matter where you go, there's just like a bombardment of like, you should be thin and pretty and all this kind of stuff, and it does kind of stick to me, and it kind of sucks. I'm not gonna pretend it doesn't. Um, but I just gotta keep trucking. And I think like my first big goal is just to get under 220, because it's been probably 3 to 4 years since I've been under 220. Um, like I've gotten to 220 before, but being under it's been a few years. And then I think once I hit that, my next goal is going to be to hit 200. Um, but the thing is, like, the struggle is that I don't want to make this all about weight, because you can hit goal weights in like super unhealthy ways. And like I could do some like super unhealthy things and hit 200 pounds in, the next 2 months. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I feel the best in my body when I'm strong. I feel the best in my body when like I know that I'm physically capable of doing certain things. So like I feel the best about myself in my own skin when I know that I can like bench press a high amount, when I know that I could lift something that's really heavy, when I know that I could, walk a mile without losing my breath. I And that's what I want long term. And so it kind of sucks that like there's no, like, culturally it feels like in like advertisements and stuff, you don't, there's no like quantifiable measure for that as like an aesthetic standard. um because it's all the like being thin and curvy, it's none of the like having a body that matches what makes you feel good. I don't know, I don't know, even know if that makes sense. um so I just kind of feel like there's a little bit of like a war right now in my head of like what would make other people think that I look good versus what would make me feel good about myself. And obviously, like, I mean, people want other people to like them. I think, I think on some level we all want other people to find us attractive or to find that we like look good, even if we're not trying to attract anybody. Um, there's something about like valuing yourself when you have an aesthetic appeal. So it's like this weird, I'm kind of rambling. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but it's this like weird headspace of like what I know that I would have to look like to be like the cultural standard of pretty or attractive versus what I know would make me feel good at the end of the day. What I know would make me feel more in my own body and more feel like I belong in this skin. Um, and like that's the thing that I keep working towards with trying to like work out every day, is getting to the point where like I can do that heavy lifting, I can bench press that amount, I can squat that amount, you know. I can lift the heavy object without assistance or with minimal assistance. And that's the thing that I'm working towards. And I feel like I'm getting told all the time of like that's not good enough. And it sucks. It sucks because like I feel like I'm trying really hard. Um this is way more of like a downer recording than I intended. I wanted to get on here and be like, let's really get it, you know, because I had talked about last week how I wanted to like really jump on it and like be like hot out of the gates with my workouts and everything last week, and that was kind of taken from me because of my allergies. Um, and so like I wanted to get after it this week. Like I wanted that to be the thing of this week of like I really wanted to start and be really encouraging and be like, yeah, let's, you know, like I wasn't able to do this last week, so let's like jump on it this week and like really get on top of it. And I'm just kind of sitting here like I'm talking and I'm realizing that like I don't know. Maybe I'm still in like kind of a stupid headspace. Maybe I'm not as out of it as I thought I was, but we're still trying to move forward. I am still determined to make the most of this week, regardless of everything going on out there and in here. I am still determined that this week is going to be a good week, workout wise, and that I'm still going to make progress food wise, even if it's not perfect. Because I am getting tired of yo yoing, and I'm getting tired of stagnating. And I want there to be something to prove my progress more than just me keeping a little log in my phone. I want to be able in 6 months to look at, you know, at the end of the year, I want to be able to like see on video that there are differences in my body. And like one of the big goals that I want to achieve is to be able to do like feel comfortable enough um to do a video doing like a workout in the gym. I had mentioned that like one of my friends had said that he would work out with me. Um and like that would be really really cool, I think. Um if like he and I could do a workout video together of just like some of the stuff we did in the gym, or even just like outside, you know. See if I can get like some sandbags or some weights or something, and we can go to a park, do some exercises together. Like, that's a really big goal that I want to hit. I want to feel comfortable and confident enough that I could do that. So, geez, people slamming doors. Everyone around here is getting emotional, even me. But yeah. So I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for this to be like Debbie Downer. That's not my intention. I'm really like, I'm trying to make this more of like a motivational, like positive space for myself. But I also don't want to just like, I don't want to be that like toxic positivity of like I'm never allowed to talk about when things are tough, or like I'm not allowed to say when I'm just having a hard time of it. But I feel like I've been having a hard time of it for a long time. And it just never stops. So yeah. I do. Let's do this. At the end of this week will be the end of 2 months. Sorry, noises outside the door. Let's make soft goals for the end of May. Let's say by the end of May, I want to be able to do 10 sets of 6 with my renegade rows. Yeah, let's do that. Let's say by the end of May, I want to be down to 225, and I want to be able to do 10 sets of 6 for my renegade rows. We'll start there. So end of May, down to 225. Because right now I'm just like hanging out at like 227, 228. That's kind of just where I'm hanging out. So if I can break that and get down to 225, I think that'll help. Down to 225. What did I say? 10 sets of 6 or 10 sets of 7? Let's say 10 sets of 7. That'll give me something to really push for. 10 sets of 7 renegade rows. Because that'll be, I feel like that's a difficult but an achievable goal. I feel like if I really push myself, I can hit that. Okay. So that's going to be the goal that I go for. We're going to start there. I'm not going to set like a million goals, but like I think that'll help keep me motivated if I have like something that I can really push towards. Something that I can like really try and achieve and like keep me focused, because right now I'm just kind of like, I think maybe part of, I'm just thinking out loud right now, so I may just be like rambling, but I feel like maybe part of why things are kind of tough is like I don't have any set goals in mind right now. When I first started, it was literally like, here's the baseline and anything from there is positive, and then I like made a lot of progress really fast, so I like shot up. But now I'm like, I don't have any goals. I don't have like a landing point that I'm trying to reach towards. Also, I'm sorry, I'm like messing with my little cord there, so I'm sorry if that's messing with the mic. So, okay. So that'll be goal. Those are my two big goals then. End of May, it'll be hit 225 or less. You know, like be either at or below 225, and do 7 sets of 10 for the renegade, or excuse me, 10 sets of 7 with the renegade rows. I think I can do that. I think that that's achievable. Because then that's gonna be like another month and a week. So like 5 weeks, I think. And then, you know, if I hit that before then I can make adjustments. But that's what we're gonna push for right now. I think that'll be good. Yeah. Yeah. Setting some goals. Setting some small goals. I think, yeah. All right. Let's go with that, friends. Okay. I'll leave you with that because let's end on a high note here. Okay. Yeah. I love you. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourself.